Good morning, guys. I hope you're all doing fine. Well, normally we don't show faces on this channel, but well, today is a kind of different video that I want to make. Well, uh, I want to work on this car. Well, I'll tell you what I want to work on in a minute, but as I said, we normally don't show our faces, but I think we can do it differently going forward. Perhaps you'd want to know who is actually behind the camera. Of course, it could be me or maybe someone else, but usually you will always be able to see me. Now, though we a few weeks ago we took a trip up to Newcastle. Well, let me not just say a few weeks ago. I did notice the problem, like even before the Newcastle trip. We were going to Sheffield, and when I was driving at about 70 miles an hour, and a check engine light popped up. When I ran the code, it was an EGR issue, the exhaust gas recirculation sensor, I don't know, component had some issue. So, well, ideally I'm supposed to replace it, and I will replace it at some point. And but today just want to service it and then observe what happens. So that's what we're going to work on today. So even on the trip heading over to Newcastle just a few weeks ago, I still did notice the EGR issue come up, and I did reset the code and it never came up again. So I'm thinking maybe it is just something that needs a service or maybe a cleanup. And well, it is actually not persistent, so I thought maybe just the service would do today. Yeah, so these are the tools that I have to work on, that I will use. So I've got a few Tox bits here, a set. I think one of these, I'm thinking the 45 should be the one to work on that EGR, and I've got W40 that I think, yeah, should be able to work to clean it off. Then I've got my range over there, and maybe my pry too over there. So these will help me just get this sorted. So what we have here is a Z16SE engine, the 1.68 valve. Well, it's been so reliable of late. I think I've had it 2 years now, and it's been running quite well. So if you check where the EGR valve is, so I've just soaked it with WD-40 just to get it penetrate through the rust, and then I will take it off. So I just removed the EGR valve, and as you can see, it's quite dirty, so I need to know how, or perhaps figure out how to clean it up. And if also you check right there where it's supposed to be, it's quite dirty there. You can see if I just shine a light there, really quite dirty. That's the exhaust recirculation. I don't know if putting the WD-40 inside there, but I've got a carb cleaner. I think that's what I'm trying to do. I'll spray carb cleaner in to see if all that junk can be bent off and cleaned off. Let me just grab my carb cleaner. Hello guys, so this is the carb cleaner I have, and apparently it's an EGR and carb cleaner. So I guess I don't mean to advertise this for them, but then yeah, I just have to. So this is what I will use to clean the EGR valve. I'm gonna spray and leave it for about 2 or 3 minutes for it to quickly soften, and then I'll try to maybe scrub it or maybe just wipe it with a clean paper towel. But I have just been using Gemini just to help me with what I need to do, and well, quite giving instructions on how I'm going to quickly clean it, and hopefully that I won't get any check engine light related to the EGR valve. Alright guys, so let's go cleaning. Right guys, so I've tried cleaning out the bottom part there. Now the challenge I have is finding a wire brush or something small to which can go inside there and just scrub a little bit there. I think this is gonna be a job for another day. I'll try perhaps next week. I'm gonna order a brush that I can use to scrape out the inside part there, because it's gonna be a lot of work if I have to remove the entire intake manifold just to clean those two holes there. Now if you have a look at the EGR Valve now, just have a look and compare how it is looking like now and how it was before. So I've cleaned it out and I am hopeful that I've removed most of the carbon gunk that perhaps may have been causing it to stick closed or open. Hopefully it will perform better. Okay, so the EGR valve is back on and tightened securely, so it's going to be a road test now. So this drive that you're going to join me on will be a road test of the EGR valve. We'll try to get the engine to warm up, then we'll try to test and see what happens. So join me on the road test now. Alright guys, join me on this test drive, hoping that we won't have that EGR code coming up. So we're going to go on to the M1. The engine is warmed up now, so we'll go to M1 and just drive up to somewhere Saturnash Field and make our way back. Ideally we are just going to go on to the motorway, then our first section or ramp off, then we will try to get off the motorway and then return. So join me as I do this test drive. remember, guys, there's no check engine light on. So what I saw online on how I can test my EGR Valve is to allow my car to accelerate and then just lift off the accelerator. Then that quickly tells the computer to test the EGR Valve. So if I accelerate like that, so since it's automatic, I'm going to just take 10 or perhaps put the transmission in sport mode. So it is in sport mode now. The revs are around 4,000 revs per minute. So the moment I lift off, it should quickly do a quick diagnostic, and if at all the EGR Valve is 40 or there's anything wrong with it should be able to quickly get the check engine lights to go on. So that's my sport mode out. Again, lift off the accelerator, and it appears there's no check engine lights there. So I'm gonna go driving until maybe at the next junction. Ideally, I wanted to do a long drive, but looking at other commitments I have, I might have to just get off the next junction and head back.
After 1 mile, keep left to take exit 28 and continue on to the
Right, so we're just heading back into Nottingham, and quite some significant delays up on the road, so it will take a few minutes to get home, I think. So I guess so far no check engine light has come up. I'm hopeful that that's a temporary fix on the EGR Valve, and hopefully I can get the replacement part anytime soon, then just fix it on. But I guess there was too much gunk on the EGR Valve and the actual intake manifold. That's the reason why I had to go for a drive, warmed up the engine, then just went round in hopes that all that gunk which may have dropped into the intake manifold there must have obviously been bent up and out through the exhaust. So I am hopeful anyway of this temporary fix. We'll see. We are about to take another long trip, perhaps on the western side now, I don't know, Liverpool, Manchester, and maybe it will be a good opportunity to test the EGR Valve, see if it pops up again. We'll see until then, and we'll see, since perhaps I might order the part towards the end of August, so the trip obviously will come sooner than that, perhaps towards the end of this week. So we'll see how it will perform. Otherwise, so far the engine is very stable, acceleration is very good, feels more comfortable driving at high speeds. Pickup still has it. Well, it's a 24-year-old car, and the engine has perhaps outlived its perhaps usefulness at this moment, because there are way much better cars now and better models. But I just like this one because it's very reliable. I did 2 years, and so far only major repairs I've done on it is changing the coil pack and spark plugs, I guess, and the regular service. So the Z16SE engine really has proved to be bulletproof so far, and well, it does show signs of you know, wear and tear, looking at that it's a 24-year-old engine, but still I can say I'll be comfortable driving this one, let's say going to Southampton right now, than any other vehicle that I might just find my hands on. But this one, I know it's that reliable. I can trust it any day. I can drive it anywhere, and I know it will take me where I want to go. That's how much I trust this one. So hopefully it will continue living up to the reputation it has so far of being that bulletproof engine. Yeah. Alright guys, so we are back home now, so I'm going to end the video here now, and I hope it was as exciting for you as it was for me, hoping that check engine light won't turn up, and thankfully it hasn't turned up, and I feel that's a temporary fix for the EGR Valve. And as I said earlier, I'm gonna order the replacement one, and when I do, I will still show you how I will replace it. So that's it guys, hope you had a wonderful view now and enjoyed yourselves.